Welcome to the Medical Device Made Easy podcast. Here is Monir El Azzouzi from easymedicaldevice.com, and today I wanted to make a special episode where I will try, I hope, to help you if you are a new quality and regulatory affairs manager or even experienced one but has maybe some difficulty, just to give you some tips of how maybe to act in certain situations, because I was a quality and regulatory affairs manager for multiple companies. And I know it's not so easy because you are between two things. You have between your management and between your management and maybe the people that you are managing. So it's can be a bit difficult for you. So here I just try to maybe compile some ideas, some tips, etc. But this is not a science, if I can say. So it's really more chaotic than you may think, because managing human or being a human and trying to understand other humans can be also a problem. So here the idea is more about giving you some tips, but maybe I'm wrong because those tips are more about my situation or what I had experienced, but maybe I'm right. But the objective is also to open for debate or comment or discussion. So don't hesitate also to share with me your thoughts, comments, or maybe if I'm wrong, tell me, because I'm happy to learn also. So no worry about that. So let's. I have compiled a list. So just to discuss that, and I will just share with you my list and comment it mainly. So because it's just a list. So first, the first one that I wanted to share with you, I was managing a lot of people. So I was managing people that were really passionate about their job, really want to be perfect, that don't understand. Sometimes it's like a religious thing, like why the others are not believing on quality and regulatory affairs. It's like I believe on it, I have faith on it, but they don't. Why? How can I make them believe, follow me? So it's like, as I said, a religious thing. But the first point is mainly about some managers that have some frustration and that came to me mainly and say, but he's not following the rule, he's not following this, he's not following that, or the management is not accepting to move on that direction or that direction. So here, there is one thing that you have to understand. Maybe it's harsh, it's difficult, but it's not your company. It's not your name that is on the top front of the door. It's not your thing. So you are here, you are employed by some manager or some people or some directors or a CEO to do a job. The idea now is that you are frustrated maybe sometime because you try to do your job but it's not working well. You try to provide some ideas but it's not prioritized, or it's not really the priority for your management, etc. So you are here like frustrated and say, I want to do this but I cannot because my management this and that, etc. Remember, you are hired by those managers or those people to do a certain job. This job is A, B, C, D, etc. It's written mainly. You are in a situation where you have to execute what is asked to you to do, but it's not forbidden to provide some ideas or some thinking of mainly how you can improve the situation or this and that. Because I hope if you have a good manager, they will listen to you, and then you will maybe evolve. And it's one of the points later. Listen. So another thing, mainly here, it's not your company. So mainly when they are asking you to go in one direction, when you want to go to another direction, it creates some issues. So remember, it's not your company, so follow mainly what they are asking you to do. But there is also some situation of people that are contacting me and say, yes, but they asked me to do twice or three times the job of one person. So the two persons were fired, and then I have to do their job also, so three times the job of their people. So one thing as a manager that you have to do, really, it's something that I advise you because it helped me a lot. You have to track tasks, track timing, monitor all those objectives, etc. that you are doing, because this will help you a lot. How it's working. So for example, you are doing a certain job. Let's say, for example, you do a process validation. You know that after maybe done 2 or 3 times the process validation, you see that it takes 2 to 3 months to do that with the different steps. You need 2 people to do that, maybe one for this, one for that, etc. So you are tracking this information. Then you have another task to do like a non-conformity. Non-conformity can take maybe, let's say, 1 week to finalize or to do it completely. So you have a person that is involved on that, plus maybe the person that is involved on the non-conformity in the production side, for example, etc. So you are tracking all those detail or information, and you keep it as your database, because then you know if somebody asks you to do this task, you know that it will take 3 months, or it will take 1 week, or it will take 1 day, or it will take 1 hour, etc. And you know about that. And you know also within your team who is able to do that. And I had the situation where my manager came to me and said, oh, we have to do this additional project and this additional project and this additional project. You have to find resources for this and that, etc. So it was like, okay. And what I have done, I just showed to him, okay, here is all my planning with my people. These people are doing this, are doing that. Here is the timing, here is this and that. And I tracked everything. So it was really like a manager who is managing, if I can say so. And what was great is that I showed to him exactly what everybody was doing and the fact that there is no place to any other project. I said, you have to find a place because it's a priority project. Then I said to him, and I said, calmly, you just have to be calm.
Unearth the pulse of the medtech world with MedTech Conf, a dynamic platform featuring global events on medical devices, biologicals, IVD, and pharmaceuticals. Stay informed, stay ahead, connect, share, and elevate your knowledge. Become an official sponsor. Make your event shine on the map. MedTech Conf, your key to the medtech universe. Remember, the future is now, and it's at your fingertips with MedTech Conf.
You said to him, okay, which project here should I remove then? Tell me, which one should I deprioritize or put it on the side while I put this one there? And then you'll see always this face of your manager saying, okay, he's right, maybe, or then you put the decision on him. Which one should I remove? And sometimes it makes a moment like, yes, he really needs somebody or he needs to help, etc. Because also the others are priority number one. It's always like that. All projects are priority number one. So here the idea is more about, instead of you being angry, frustrated, this and that, you just say, okay, I'm happy to do what you are asking me to do, but here is the situation. Tell me which thing should I remove and put it on second or third or fourth priority. And as I've said, by doing this, you are in a situation where you do your job. You are not frustrated because mainly you are really managing a team and everybody, and you have really some kind of trust or some kind of people, managers, your managers will be trusting you also, because you're not just coming to say, no, it's not possible, I cannot do it, etc. It's really that you are coming with some proof and evidence. So it's why really put some monitoring, some tracking of the task or activities that people are doing. Even during projects, you know that, I was working with big corporates, so they are dropping every time a new project, here is a new project, here is a new project, etc. And then each time I say, no, I cannot do it because I have no resource. You have to have resources, etc. So I say, okay, but which other project should I drop off then to put this one? And then they are thinking twice, and sometimes they are allocating a new resource, a contractor, or anybody that can come to help on that. So then mainly you have to change your mindset. Remember, it's not your company, it's the company of anybody else. It's not your company. So then it's not you who take the decision, it's your managers. And then you can really help yourself by having some tracking tools, some elements that are showing that you are really managing a team or managing your tasks. And then this can help you to have a good discussion also with your manager without also any anger, because I think the manager will be also smart and understand, and then we can really have a debate and discuss what should we do, how should we do that. And this is mainly how it is working normally. But yeah, as I said, I see a lot of people that are not really following this kind of path. Okay, second point, I'm advising you really to stay up to date in terms of your regulatory intelligence. Mainly, I know that sometimes you are like firefighters, so you are trying to solve a problem here and another job's here and another here, etc. So at the end, it's like a never-ending story. Every time it's dropping a new fire, a new problem, etc. And you have to solve that. So which can put you in a situation where you are focused on the current situation, but you don't know what is the big problem that is maybe happening later. Imagine now, let's go back to the past. Imagine now that you are focused on your problem, but you haven't learned about the EUMDR, the timing, the situation, how it is working, etc. And then the 26th of May 2021 or the 26th of May 2024 are coming, and you are not aware that, oh, you had to do something, you have to do this and do that. So, and your managers will not be aware at all also, because he's not a quality and regulatory affairs person maybe. So this is also important that you can stay up to date. Why? Because first, it will help you to understand what is coming to you, because it's always coming to you. And also you can anticipate and maybe inform your management that this is coming. And the question is that it's not your company. So what should we do? Here is my proposal. Option A, option B, option C, which one you want to choose. And then they can really debate with you and work with you on the solution, and also trust you and see that you are really reliable, because you can also help the company to identify the issues that are happening, that will come mainly to them. So this is something that you should cultivate, regulatory intelligence, understanding what is coming. You can follow my podcast because we have the monthly update. That is mainly the update that is providing all the new changes that are happening within the quality and regulatory affairs. But yeah, mainly you have to stay up to date. And stay up to date means searching by yourself on some database like Medboard, because I'm using Medboard, or you can also participate to some trainings. Mainly if there is a new topic that is coming, maybe being trained can help you to understand how to anticipate and how to work on something. So try to have that also. Try to budget always every year some training with some of your people, yourself or some of your people that maybe needs to be trained also, because if they are trained, they can also help you. Don't put everything on your shoulder. Try also to give some opportunity to some of your people to also learn and help you also. You have to get some help from them also. Okay, third one is to create an inside and an outside network. If you are a small company, yeah, maybe it's a bit difficult to create an inside network with some people that are maybe on quality and regulatory affairs, but you can also still create the network with all your colleagues. Talk to them, not stay in your office and just ignore them, but come to them, explain to them, maybe preach quality and regulatory affairs to them, etc. Explain why this is a situation, answer their question, etc. This is really important, because when the situation will come, they may help you and you may help them also. So this is really a teamwork. Remember that, the analogy I'm always using is the analogy of a football team. You are a football team. You have the one that is the goalkeeper that has to stop goals. You have the one that is in front, that is attacking. Then we have the striker. You have the one that is in defense, etc. So you have many positions, like the CEO, like CEO maybe is the one that is the trainer, the coach on the side. You have the CEO, then you have the financial guy, you have the purchasing person, you have the quality control person, you have the R&D person, etc. on the team. You are all working for one team and with one objective. And this is why it's important that you are really creating this network inside your company. And if you are a corporate, you have multiple other departments or other companies that have the same kind of position. Having connection with other quality and regulatory affairs person can be also helpful. Because I had this situation where, for example, we looked for an internal auditor, couldn't find one, and then we contacted another branch I had contact with, and then we were able to find somebody there in their branch to come to audit us, which was helpful, because otherwise we would have no conformity, because we would have been late. So this is something that is really important to cultivate, if I can say, some networking inside your company. And you can also do that outside of your company. So try to participate to some groups of discussion, WhatsApp groups. So we have the WhatsApp group for Easy Medical Device, forums, you have the LinkedIn, so you can create also some connection on LinkedIn. Try to follow all the people that are providing good content and maybe contact them for maybe advices, etc. So cultivate this, not only for the company, because it's important for the company maybe to help you within your job, but also for you, because one thing that is important is that you maybe will not stay with this company forever. So when you get out, all the inner network, inside network maybe can be lost, maybe part of it, but the outside network will always stay there. So it's mainly what is really important for you, that you are building some network that can help you, or you can help them. The idea is also that don't do it just for you getting some support, do it also for you helping the others, because mainly it's also making you some experience, giving you some experience on, I solved this situation with this person and it was working. So mainly this is also an experience that you can gain from that. Okay, which one? 1, 2, 3, 4. The fourth one. Okay, this is something that I learned also. It was hard, but I will say it like that. Manage your employees like humans and with respect. I'm saying that because when I was a young manager, I was really focused on objectives focused on you should do this, you should do that. It's like robots or whatever, but it's more like we are corporate, we have to really do this, that, etc. And there was some time ignoring some people's feeling or some people's situation. So I learned after multiple times I moved to another company, and when I was to my last, the last companies that I was working for, I was changing my way of managing where I consider really those people as humans, because I was also treated like a robot, if I can say, or somebody that has to do things, and I didn't like that. And the idea was more about, okay, I didn't like that, so I cannot do that to somebody else. So I have to also understand that yes, they are humans. They need to have some respect, etc. So one thing that I was doing when I was working for some corporate companies, we defined some rules together. Like the rules of holidays. One of the rules is like rules of holidays. You had some people that were contacting me 1 week before to say, oh, can I go on holiday? And then we defined a rule saying, no, you have to contact me maybe 1 month before. And if you are going on holiday, we have also to find a backup to do the job while you are on holiday. So we had also always a polyvalency within the team. Like somebody that is out, then somebody else can take his job that while he's out. And the objective also is that not both are on holiday. So if he goes on holiday, he has to check that the other backup is not going on holiday also. And this is mainly to arrange the team so that it's working, it's functional. So these were rules that we put in place in the beginning. Rules also for if you are late, rules of if you have problems, rules of whatever. So mainly you have to talk to your people like humans with respect, understand that they have some situations inside the company, but also outside of the company. As I said, this is something that you learn on the hard way. So it's why it's more something that can be difficult when you are starting as a manager, because you want really to show that you are a manager, but to be honest, it's not worth it at all. So try to really show some respect, show some consideration to the people that you are working with, because if you do that, mainly they will also really respect you and will work with you and help you, and if you need really some support, they will be there, etc. for you. So I know that there are some good managers, there are some bad managers. Usually when you quit a company, you don't quit it because of the company, but because of the manager you are with. So it's why you have really to take that into consideration. And quality and regulatory affairs, it's something that is really difficult also, because as said, the other departments sometimes are not understanding or not really appreciating the work that quality and regulatory affairs are doing. They say sometimes, oh, it's better if you were not there because we'll do a job without you, and you will not slow us down. And this can be also already a situation, environmental situation. So you have also to create this good environment with your team, with also the external team. So I'm saying if you can create your inside network, so that where your people are, they understand mainly what's your objective, what you are doing, etc. And then I hope it will be working for you. The next one is so this is the one I've talked before. So listen, and then support. So first, mainly you have to listen to the people which are inside your team or outside of your team that are reporting to you a problem. So some people are coming to me and say, oh, we have a problem on this, the situation is that, I don't like it, blah, blah, blah. I mean, there are something like that. And the next question that you have to ask is mainly, what is the solution? Because you can come and say, oh, I am the savior, and I will be saving you, solving your problems, etc. But the best is to listen twice. First, what is the problem? Second, what is the solution that you would recommend to me? Because sometimes they have the solution, but nobody is listening to them. They have the experience. And then support is mainly help them to implement the solution. Example, I was with my company, so I was in charge of the department of quality control. And we had a situation where, we have those gauges or those tools that we are using to inspect in process products. And you had the people that are production, the workers in production, that were coming to the quality control department to take a gauge and to then test it in process. And sometimes they forgot to put it back at its place. So when we are looking for the gauge, we don't find it and we have no clue how it's working. So they were saying, oh, we are losing a lot of time because when we try to find the gauge, it's not there, and we try to go to each place and we find it maybe at a place, or we don't find it at all because the guys lost it or break it or whatever. And we are here like, oh, we cannot do the quality control because we are missing this and that. So it was a situation where, yeah, there was a problem because there was a lot of drawers and we have to look at everything. Maybe they place it in the wrong place, etc., etc. So what we find I had one manager at that time. He told me the solution is mainly, I saw when I was to a trade fair, I saw some of those drawers, but they were electronic. So it means that you had to go to a small computer, you have to put your identification card, and then you have to put which gauge you want to take, and then the drawer will open where the gauge is located. Which means that the computer is tracking who has the gauge. So if we have a problem to find the gauge, we can find this person, say, hey, it's you log that here, can you give that map back to me, etc. So it helped also because then those people that were taking gauges know that they are tracked. So it means that if they are not sending that back, they can have a problem. So it's why this was a solution that was really working well. And this is just one example, but if I haven't listened to them, maybe I will try to find some exotic solution or whatever, but they know better what maybe can work for them, for their team, for their environment also. So it's also something that you have to discuss with the people. So listen and support. So this is really the thing, because if you don't listen, if you are just here to order, do this, do that, do this, do that, first, they will maybe not respect you anymore because they say, okay, this guy is just yelling at me, do this, do that, but he's not listening to me. And second, maybe the solution that you are asking to put there in place are not working and will be a waste of time. So yeah, please listen and support. The last one, which is the most difficult one, I kept the most difficult for the end. So the most difficult one is obvious, I know, but I prefer to repeat it again. The last one is never accept fraud or non-compliance. So if your manager, your CEO, because I had my CEO that asked me that, CEO asks you to commit a fraud, you should refuse. I know it's obvious, but you should refuse. If he insists, mainly you have to make a memo, a report this memo, and mainly ask him to sign. You say, okay, you ask me to do that. You asked to do that, so please sign this document. Says that you were mainly told that it's not possible, it's a fraud, etc. But you insist, etc. Here are the lot numbers that you want, for example, to release while they are not compliant. You take the full responsibility of that, etc., etc. Blah blah blah. And they have to sign mainly so that they can release themselves some products because this. And you inform the other managers that, yeah, you are not releasing those products because they are non-compliant, but apparently the CEO wants them to be released, so I will ask him to release them himself and take all the full responsibility for it. And you take this document, signed, you scan it, you archive it everywhere, because if there is a problem, you can prove that you were not, you were advising correctly, if I can say, the managers, and that they should not do what they are doing. Why I'm saying also don't accept fraud is, I don't know if you remember the PIP scandal, mainly people that were accepting fraud, and then it was really a big scandal for the industry. Mainly it's not worth it. To be honest, it's not worth it at all. I know that some people say, yeah, but if I don't do it, I will lose my job. If I don't do it, I can have some downgrading or whatever, etc. It's better to be losing your job than to go to jail. I mean, if we put it in the same things. I was, so the story here is that when I finished my studies for Quality and Regulatory Affairs, I was applying, because I live in France, so I was applying to PIP because they had a job offer for quality engineer, if I remember, for PIP. And I applied to it. I didn't know at that time. So, and then I received from their side a refusal letter saying, no, we are not hiring you, etc. So I archived all my letters. So I have all the letters of people that refused me. And then I archived the letter. But few years after the PIP scandal, I didn't know at that moment. I didn't remember all the companies I applied to. Then I don't know why, I just looked at some of the letters just to remind me, oh yes, I remember there was those letters, and I find a letter of the PIP saying we refuse to hire you. And at that time I said to myself, what if they hired me? Would I have accepted to make this fraud? Would I have Hey, just a second. Do you need a EU, Swiss or UK representative? Then choose Easy Medical Device. We can represent you and also become your importer. Contact us at eo@easymedicaldevice.com. Close my eyes. Would I have reported something? I don't know. As I said, when you are a young manager, you may think your CEO is the authority. So if he is saying you to do something, you have to do it. No. If he's asking you to do something and you feel that it's not really the right thing to do, don't do it. Remember, the motto that I have is always, would I give these products to a member of my family? If you say no, then stop. Don't do it. Don't make it happen. But one thing that you have to think at that moment when people are asking you to do some fraud and to commit some non-compliance or whatever on purpose and you know about them, first you should refuse. You should try to not note that down or make a memo about it, just for the record that you were aware and you advised to don't do that, etc., etc. But it's a big fraud like the PIP scandal. Normally you have to report it. It's why we have now the PRRC people. Those PRRC people are here to avoid those kind of situations normally. But the last thing that you have to think about is, should I quit this company? Because do you want to work for a company that has some malicious activity, that are making fraud, that are accepting fraud, that are asking you to do fraud, etc., like you are the complicit of all this? I mean, this is something that you have really to think about, because yes, I know, maybe sometimes you say, oh yeah, but there is no other job, there is no other thing, I need to sustain my family. But as I said, it's preferable to quit and lose your job than to go to jail. So maybe I'm finishing with something that is negative, but I prefer to warn you because, as I said, I had these situations. It was difficult. You may have those that are coming, and remember, maybe you have a family, maybe you have a career, everything. So remember that employers or some companies can fire you from one day to another. You can be the best person, the loyal person of the world. They can fire you from one day to another. So it's not really worth it to give your trust to somebody that is malicious, that is making fraud, because he can fire you from one day to another, and then you are in a bad situation. Okay, so as I've said, these are few points that I have placed here for your to advise you, to guide you, to help you. If you have other points maybe that you want to share with me, you can share that on the LinkedIn post that I will have here, or on the YouTube channel also, because we are placing this video on YouTube channel. And yeah, if you want also to maybe you are like me. I just want to maybe to get that. Maybe you are like me. You are now a consultant, so you are out of the corporate jobs or whatever, and you want maybe to give some other advices that I experienced myself, so maybe it's difficult for me to talk about that, and you want to come to share that maybe with the people there. So please contact me at info@easymedicaldevice.com, info@easymedicaldevice.com, and then we can maybe plan an episode where you can share that. And the objective here is really to help the community, help the new managers to really learn what can happen to them and what they should do in a situation before they are making a mistake, before they are really making a fault, and that can be a big problem for them. So if you are happy to share also your stories, because as I said, you are now out of your company or out of the system, then maybe it can be also worth to have another episode about that. So don't hesitate, you, or if you know somebody, to contact them and to ask them if they want really to come to the episode and discuss with me about their experience. Okay, so thanks again for listening to me. I hope it was worth it also for you, and I wish you then a nice day, and hope you will have a great career as a quality and regulatory affairs after listening maybe to this episode. Okay, thank you very much. Have a nice day.